I do believe at this point we are live and ready to go. Welcome to this 60-minute yoga flow. Today we're going to be doing kind of a full body routine, but the focus is going to be on limbering up the spine, not necessarily for back bending or forward folding, just getting some energy flowing through the spine and getting it woken up so that you can feel a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more energized, a little bit more lubricated in your movement in the whole torso and the whole core today. Definitely have some water nearby. Put some music on if you like background music during your yoga flow class. And if halfway through the class I freak out and run out of the picture, that's because there's a tarantula over there and I'm going to make sure that it doesn't run towards me. Yes, so just giving you a heads up in case that happens because I will not sit still and let it crawl all over me. All right, let's get started. So you're going to come onto your yoga mat and we'll start in a child's pose today. So go ahead and come down. You're going to bring get the camera ready here, your big toes together, your knees wide, and let your arms stretch out. You can rest your forehead on the ground. There we go. Settling into your child's pose, start to deepen your breath. You'll take an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Inhale a deep breath in through the nose. Hold it at the top this time. Mouth open, exhale. One more like that. Breathe in. Biggest breath yet of all morning. At the top, hold it. Take in another sniff. Mouth open, big exhale. Awesome. Walk your hands a little bit further away from you. Walk them over towards the left. Keeping my eye on that thing. Let your forehead relax back down onto the ground. Hips are going to be on your heels, and you're leaning your torso towards the right. Take a big breath into your right ribs. Then walk your hands back through center and up and over towards the right. Let your head drop down. Lean your torso towards the left. Keep both hips heavy on the heels. Big breath in and out. Walk your hands back through center and slide forward to puppy pose. So you're going to slide forward enough so your hips are right above your heels. Your hips are right above your knees. And you've got your forehead or your chin on the ground. Arms stay stretched out. If your chin is on the ground, one day you might even think that your entire throat is going to rest on the floor. And that's going to happen not from forcing, but from softening into this pose. So the heart is melting down. The triceps are rolling towards one another. And press the fronts of your ankles into the floor. Take a big breath in. Sigh it out. Engage your belly. Walk your hands back to table pose. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, lift the heart and tailbone. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Good. Keep moving in this way, really syncing your breath up. Really pressing your palms down into the ground and your fingertips too. And we're going to take this a little bit longer than you might usually take it. Just keep going, cat and cow. Trying to really lubricate up the spine. Press the tops of the feet down. Round your lower back just as much as your upper back in that cat pose. Can you deepen your breath? Make sure your head is part of this too. Remember that spine goes all the way up to the base of your skull. Awesome. Return to tabletop, flat back. Side bend to your right like you're checking out your right butt cheek. Return back to center and slide bend over to your left. Try to keep your shoulders right over your wrists. Return back to center, side bend to the right. Good. Back to center, to the left. Center to the right. Breathe in. Center, breathe out. Center, breathe in. To the right and to the left. Good. And then make some circles with the spine. Circles with the ribs. Go one direction. And reverse it. Other way. See how big of a circle you can get with those ribs. Good. Come back to center and sit back onto your shins. If this is uncomfortable, you can sit in a different way. That's totally fine. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders and lift your elbows as high as your shoulders. Inhale, sit up super tall, and exhale completely. Inhale through your nose, twist to the right, keep the elbows lifted. Exhale through your mouth, twist to the left. Keep the elbows lifted. Good. Inhale through nose, twist to the right. Exhale to the left through the mouth. Good. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. Keep this breathing pattern going, and then it's up to you. You can stay at this pace, or you can really start to speed it up. Belly is going to be pulling up and in. Exhales are going to be really forceful. Sit tall as you do this. Engage those abs. Elbows up. Take one more and stay in center. Let your hands fall into your lap. Big breath in and out. Guess what? We get to do the other side. So bring your fingers back up to your shoulders. Lift your elbows that height. You're going to start slow. Inhale through the nose, twist to the left. Exhale through the mouth, twist to the right. Chest stays broad. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. Make sure your shoulders are right above your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going this pace or speed it up. Sitting taller. Feel your spine lengthening. Forceful exhales. Keep the back of your neck long. Take one more and stop in the center. Hands come down. Breath in and out. Another one like that. Breath in and out. Good. Shift your legs out of the way. Lie down on your back. When you lie down onto your back, bend your knees so your feet come to the ground and your knees point up to the sky. Hands come along your sides. Good. Put your arms into the ground, broaden your chest, and lift your hips up to bridge pose. Then exhale, lower the hips right back down. Moving like this. Inhale, roll up through the hips. And exhale, lower. Keep moving in this way. Make sure your feet are pressing down firmly into the floor in both the heels and the balls of your feet. If your toes are gripping, ungrip them. Keep them soft. When you lift your hips up, keep the pubic bone higher than your belly button. Without moving your feet, imagine like you're trying to drag them towards your hips. Press the inner edges of your feet down. Soften the shoulders away from ears. And really walk the shoulders underneath you. Push the elbows and the triceps into the floor. Feel the upper back engaging. Keeping the knees pointing right over those middle toes. Good. The next time you're up, stay there. Option to interlace the hands underneath your lower back, walking the shoulders in. Good. Keeping pubic bone higher than belly button. Push the arms down, push the feet down, and draw your knees away from you, lengthening the entire front of your body. Take a breath in and out. Release your hands. Start with the chest. Roll down. Hold it up with the hips, though. Go slow. So keep the tailbone up. Keep it lifted. And then you're going to push your lower back into the floor before your tailbone touches the ground. Make sure that happens. Slow it down. Good. And release. Draw your knees into your chest. Gently rock side to side. You can roll to a side to come to seated, or give yourself 5 to 7 rocks forward and back to rock all the way up. And when you arrive and seated, stay there. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Move your inner thighs in, your outer hips out. Point through your toes, stretch your arms forward, and then starting with your sacrum, tuck the tailbone under. You're going to roll all the way back down to your back. Stretch your legs away from you as you lower down. Flex the feet, and you're going to roll back up. Maybe. If you get halfway and you're like, I can't make it anymore, then bend your knees, grab the back of your thighs, and stretch your legs forward as you roll up. Good. Forward fold over the legs, and then point, and we'll keep going. Point the toes and roll back again. Good. Flex the feet and roll up. If you need to bend the knees, go for it. Forward folding over the legs. Good. Point the toes. We'll roll back. Start with the pelvis, not with the shoulders. That initiates the roll. Stretch long through the inner thighs and inner ankles one more time, sitting back up and folding over. Good. Inhale, rising all the way up to a seated position. Move your legs out of the way, and let's go to our first downward dog. When you get there, fingers spread wide, hands and legs move in opposite directions. You're pushing the arms down and forward. You're pushing the legs down and back. Separate your feet at least hip distance. Check they're parallel. The heels might need to spin outward slightly. Definitely spin your triceps inward and your biceps outward. Nice. Push the base of that first finger down. Inhale, rise up to your toes. Drop both heels to the right. Point both knees and toes to the left. And then bend your right knee deeply. Stacking left hip on top of right and turning to gaze under your right armpit. Return to center. Tiptoes. Drop your heels to the left, just switching sides. You should feel this along your back and along the sides of your body. Really press strongly through your left arm and try to gaze under your left shoulder. Return back to center. Walk your feet forward. Forward fold at the front of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. Clasp opposite elbows. And gently swing your torso left to right. Press your legs strong. So kick the floor away from you with your feet. Good. Then slow the torso down and rock forward and back gently from heel to ball. Good. You can keep your arms like this or interlace them at your lower back, stretching the knuckles up and over. Keep pressing strong through the legs. Take one more breath in and out. Release your hands. Tuck tailbone, and just like we rolled to our back, we're going to roll to standing with that same slowness, that same articulation, all the way up to standing. Good. Step your feet together. Reach your hands high to the sky. Stack hips underneath shoulders. Drop the shoulders down, reach up through the crown of your head, the roof of your mouth. Good. Lift the pubic bone. Side bend up and over to your right. Press strong through both legs. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Move the ankles apart without actually moving them. Make sure you're not twisting here. It is just a side bend. And kind of wrap your glutes around yourself. So it feels like they're wrapping around the back, squeezing inward. Inhale, return to center, and exhale up and over the other way. Good. Press stronger through the legs so you're standing tall as you can here. Good. Lift the pubic bone up and in. And then try to lift your ribs up and off your pelvis. Toes soft, equal weight between the ball of your foot and the heel. One more big inhale. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, return to center. Flat back, fold forward. Separate feet hip distance, bend your knees, plant your left hand under your chest, reach your right hand high to the sky, twist open. Keep that bottom shoulder rolled open as well. Now you can keep both knees bent or begin to straighten the right leg. You can also wrap your right hand around your lower back, even grab your left thigh as an option. You can turn your head to gaze up if you'd like. Good. One more inhale, lift the heart, lengthen through the spine. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, flat back, hands on the earth or on your shins. Draw your armpits towards your hips as you reach your heart forward. Breathe in again. And exhale, fold forward. Bend both knees. Plant your right hand under your chest. Reach your left hand high to the sky. Good. Stay there, or this time straighten left leg and wrap left hand across lower back to grab the thigh. Gaze up or down. Roll that bottom shoulder open. It should feel like you're trying to unscrew a jar lid with the right hand. You're really drilling that arm into the ground. Take one more breath, lifting the heart, shoulders away from ears. And then exhale, release, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, heart up. Good. Step your feet as wide as your yoga mat. Turn toes out, heels in, bend your knees, sink low to yogi squat. This is great for the lower back, for opening the hips. And when we talk about kind of limbering up the spine, it's not just the spine that we need to think of, it's all the things that attach to it, right? Like the hips, the shoulders, and getting those muscles open and lubricated can also be really helpful. Keep pushing your knees outward. Now, if your heels are really lifted, step your feet wider apart. And it's okay if you aren't sitting so low. You can sit up super high towards the sky. Yeah, good. One more breath in, chest up and out. Good. Plant hands, step back to down dog, just right, left, step back. Good. Make your down dog a little bit longer than usual, so step your feet a bit further away from you. Really press your thumbs down, spin your triceps in towards one another, and then round your back like cat pose and roll forward into plank. Heart reaches forward. Then push with your hands, bring your heels to your hips, kind of like you're gonna do, or your hips to your heels, kind of like a child's pose, but you're hovering. And then lift your hips back up, down dog. Good, try that again. Cat back, roll forward, plank pose. Heart reaches forward when you get there. Push back, child's pose with hovering knees. Lift the hips up. Good, and then find down dog. Roll back through, plank pose. Good, hovering that child. Lift the hip right away, start to the roll. It should feel like a big ocean wave going forward and back. Now breathe through it. Let it feel good, let it be natural. It's okay if it doesn't look just like mine or just like you think it should look. Good. This time we'll stay in down dog. Shift forward, drop your knees, and walk back to lay down on your belly. All right, make a pillow out of your hands. Forehead comes onto the back of them. And stretch your legs back one at a time. Then inhale and lift up your head and your arms as one piece. It's only going to lift a couple inches. We're not going for anything major here. Really feel the upper back strengthening to pull you up. Push the tailbone and the pubic bone down into the floor. Stretch long through your legs. Open the elbows and drop the shoulders away from the ears. One more breath. Lift up. And exhale, lower down. Bring your hands by your shoulders. Fingers point forward, elbows point up, and squeeze your elbows in towards one another. Bring your inner thighs to touch. Inhale, lift up head, shoulders. Keep the hands down. Good, and just like we did before, I want you to use all your back strength. So the hands are on the floor, but they're not there to push into. We're doing baby cobra. Instead, drag the hands towards your feet, as if you're trying to slide your feet forward through your palms. Press the pubic bone down more so you can lift your belly button up, and maybe the heart lifts a little bit higher. One more breath. And exhale, release. Good, press up to tabletop and back to down dog. Breath in and out. Right leg lifts high to the sky. Bend your right knee, point the right knee to the ceiling. Press strong through your right palm. Keep the chest pointing down. Take some circles with the right knee. Shoulders away from ears. Reverse direction. Look forward, step right foot between thumbs. Drop the back knee down. Feel free to put some padding underneath it. We'll keep the back foot flexed under. Stay on fingertips, lift the heart, reach it forward. Breathe in. And out. Inhale, bring hands to your front knee if that feels accessible to you. Breathe in. Breathe out. If you want to walk that front foot closer, you can. Stay there or reach the hands high to the sky. Lift the belly away from that front thigh. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your hands to your heart. Twist to your right. Open your arms like a T shape. Good. Really squeeze your inner thighs together. Think of dropping your right hip low. Now you can stay right here or hook your left elbow outside your right knee. Press your palms together and lift your torso away from your front thigh. Squeeze your front heel back and your back knee forward. Broaden your chest, widen your shoulder blades. Big breath in. Twist with your breath out. Good. Return back to center. Hands will go high. Strengthen your legs. Think of lifting your tailbone like up and into yourself, and then lift the heart, maybe a gentle back bend. Release back to center. Hands come to the floor. Step back plank pose. Heart forward. Think of those hands dragging back like we did in baby cobra. Drop your knees, chest, and chin to the ground. Slide forward to your belly. Inhale into baby cobra. Pinky toenails press down, elbows squeeze in. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. This time, maybe you lift all the way up to full cobra, bringing a little bit more weight into your hands. There should be no tension in the lower back. And then exhale to your knees and press up and back to downward dog. Good. Take a breath in and out. Left leg lifts high to the sky. Step left foot forward. Wait, stay here. Left leg forward and up. We got to do this other side. Now bend your left knee. Point left knee to the ceiling. Good. Start taking some big circles with your left knee. Press really strong into your left palm. Keep the chest facing down. And really weight the right heel towards the floor. Reverse circle direction. Can your shoulders go more away from your ears? Look forward, step left foot between thumbs. Keep the back foot flexed under. Rise to tiptoes, heart forward. Inhale. Exhale. Good, hands come to your front thigh. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe walk that back foot slightly closer. Hands go high to the sky. Inner thighs squeeze together. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come to your heart. Good. Twist to your left now. Open your arms to a T-like shape. Stay here or hook your right elbow outside your left knee. Palms coming to touch. Lift your ribs away from that front thigh. Front heel presses down and drags back. Back knee presses down and drags forward without actually moving. Good. Reach the heart forward. Lift it. Press through your palms. One more inhale. Twist deeper with your exhale. It's through the ribs, not through your hips or your back, lower back. Inhale, return to center. Hands go up. Good. And then really think of that tailbone going up and into yourself. Lean back as much as feels comfortable. That might be a little, that might be a lot. If you'd like, this time you could also interlace your hands behind you as you stretch up and back. Slowly releasing. Hands come to the ground, step back, plank pose. Good, look forward, shoulders away from ears. Knees lifted or dropped, lower halfway down. Press back up. Don't go as low as you think you need to. You want to keep those shoulders and elbows the same height. Good, squeeze the inner thighs together. Again, lower and up. Heart reaches forward the whole time. Elbows squeeze into your sides. And this time, lower halfway down. Choose up dog or lower all the way down and find baby cobra or full cobra. And exhale to down dog. Why don't you go inside? Yeah. Yeah. Take a big breath in and out. One more like that. Big breath in and out. Hey, just open that window and you can still do it right there. Rise to your tiptoes, bend your knees, look forward, walk or hop. You can come all the way to the front of your mat. Good, feet hip distance, let your head hang, tuck tailbone, and slowly roll all the way up to standing again. Step your feet together. Inhale, hands go high to the sky, shoulders drop, legs strengthen. Breathe in. And side bend up and over to your right. Maybe float the right leg off this time, so same leg as the direction you're bending. Return to center, inhale. And exhale up and over to the left. Maybe float the left leg off. Lift the pubic bone. Inhale, return back to center. Hands come to heart. Good. So option, you can just stay right here, or this time interlace your hands at your lower back. Lift the tailbone up and into yourself. Roll the shoulders back. And then starting from the front of your toes, the front of your shins, the front of your thighs, the front of your belly, you're going to lengthen all of that to give yourself just a baby back bend. Imagine someone's pushing your shoulder blades to the sky. Then exhale back to center and fold forward. Hands can stay bound. Release the hands. Inhale, lift the chest. Good, bend the knees, plant the palms, and step back to downward dog. Right leg lifts up high to the sky, flex the foot, point the toes and knees straight down. Step a right foot forward, and then just kidding, step it up and back, three-legged dog again. Step right foot forward. Just kidding, take it up and back. Good morning. Take it forward. Good, last time, take it back. This time, take it forward. Good news, we're gonna stay. Back heel lifted, back knee pointing down, rise up, high lunge. Nice deep bend into the front knee, looking for level hips. So make any adjustments you need to, and then think of that tailbone going up and in, the pubic bone lifting, deep bend in that front knee. Awesome, push strong through your back heel. Reach up through the roof of your mouth. One more breath in here. And out. Spin your back heel down for warrior two. And kind of point your hips slightly forward for today's variation. So you're not in warrior one, you're not fully in warrior two, we're kind of in this in-betweensy place. Interlace your hands at your lower back the awkward way, so other thumb on top. Lift your chest, then exhale, fold forward inside your right knee. Good, let your head bow. Your torso is going to come inside your right thigh. You can rest your shoulder on your knee if you need to, but eventually you're looking to get inside the leg completely. Bend deep into that front knee. Good. Release your hands inside your right foot. Walk them forward so it's like down dog with these different legs. Push strong through your palms and really strengthen your back leg. Walk your hands back to center inside your right foot. Lift up your back heel again. Then drop down either to palms or forearms. Keep the back knee lifted. Keep the hips lifted high to the sky as well. Bend deeper into your front knee and think of lifting your hips higher than your heart. So your back should feel like it's rounding. Inhale, rise back up to palms. Good, and then turn to the left, coming into side squat. The left knee and toes are going to point to the sky, and you can have your forearm on that right knee. So you can be lifted up as high as you need to, or you can have your hands on the ground. A big breath in. Do a little side bend towards your right, reaching that left arm up and over, really opening that right knee towards the right. Hands come down, face the front of your mat, and step back to down dog. Move through that cat pose to plank, rolling forward. Good. Push back to that hovering child's pose, and we'll do 2 more like that. Breathe. Just enjoy the lack of chaturangas right here. I promise they'll be back. And this time you'll stay in down dog. Left leg lifts up, breathe in. Step left foot between thumbs. And then, whoops, just kidding. Take the left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Good. Step forward, press through your thumbs, press through your pinky fingers, up and back. Step forward. And then this time we stay. Back heel lifts, back knee points down. Strengthen your legs. As you're ready, high lunge. Good. Push through the ball of your back foot. Check for those level hips. Draw the front ribs in. Bend your front knee deeply as you press your back leg strong and straight. Hands can be where you'd like right now. Stabilize your breath. Soften your toes of the front foot. One more inhale. And exhale. And go ahead and spin your back heel down like warrior 2, but keep your hips kind of pointing forward on a diagonal. Make sure that front knee stays right over the ankle. It's not falling in or out. Interlace your hands behind you. Lift the chest and exhale, fold inside your left leg. Knuckles going up and over. Those back toes, they can point in slightly if that's more comfortable for your ankle. Good, you're really falling inside that left leg. Bow the head, let the back of the neck be long. Breathe into your left ribs. Folding a little bit further, strong back leg. Release your hands down inside your left foot. Lift the right heel up again. Good. Stay on palms or lower down to your forearms. You might need to walk your back foot a little further back, your front foot a little bit further forward. And lift your hips up a lot. Bend deep into your front knee. Rounding your back, pulling your belly up and in. Lengthening your spine. And rise up to your palms. Turn to the right this time. Coming into that side squat on the other side. So again, you can bring that left forearm up to your left knee, or you can drop low, hands to the ground, and point your right toes to the sky. So take what your body wants, not what your brain thinks it should do. It's important that you listen to your body. It knows a lot, manages to run your entire system of heart pumping and blood flowing every single day without you having to tell it how. So trust it. It is smart. Right, and side bend up and over towards the left. Right arm goes over. If that's like, no way, Jose, don't worry about it. And then hands come down, plant the palms, and we'll step to down dog. Good. Triceps inward, biceps outward. And we've got 3 of those cat flows. So round the back to plank pose. Push back to that hover child's. Round up and forward. Good. Breathing. From that child's, really push your butt to the sky to come into down dog, as your heels simultaneously push to the ground. Good. This time we'll stay in down dog. Breathe in and out. One more like that. Breathe in and out. Awesome. Go ahead and rise to tiptoes, bend knees, and walker hop, feet to hands. Baby bend the knees, and again, we'll roll to standing. Really articulate the spine. Try not to favorite any vertebrae. Each one gets attention. Heels pressed down. Good. And when you arrive there, roll the shoulders up and back. You're not pinching them together. You're just broadening your chest. The shoulders are going wide to the sides. Stand onto your left foot. Weight equal between ball and heel. And reach your right knee up so it's as high as your right hip. Awesome. This is variation 1. Variation 2, left hand comes to your outer thigh, and your right arm is going to reach up and back behind you. Variation 3, reach the left hand down, grab the outer edge of the right foot, begin to press it towards straight. Make sure that you're still stacking shoulders above hips. So you're not bending forward to grab that foot. You can bend the knee though if you need to. Inhale, stands taller. Exhale, twist a little bit further. Remember, this is twisting with the ribs, so the pelvis, the hips are going to stay facing forward. Good. Slowly look forward, bend in that standing leg, and return to 2 feet. Mountain pose. Steady your breath, slow it down. Okay, you're going to switch the weight into your right foot. Bring the left knee up as high as your hip, and that left ankle is going to be right under the knee. Variation 1. Variation 2, right hand comes to your outer left thigh. Left hand starts to reach back behind you. Great place to stay. Variation 3, right hand comes down. Grab the outer edge of the left foot. Kick the left leg towards straight. Nice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Gaze at something not moving. Be strong on the leg that you're standing on. Does not matter which variation you're in. There's no prize given. So look forward, bend the front knee, and step back down to mountain pose. Standing strong, breathing stronger. Really lift that pubic bone up and in here. Pull the ribs in and then stand tall. Inhale, arms go high to the sky. Big breath in, slight back bend if you want it. And fold forward. Inhale to lift your chest. And exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, and step back to sit onto your shins again. So we were here earlier. And this is where I'm going to suggest that you stay, is in this position sitting on your shins. This is a gentle opening for the front of your shins and a gentle opening for around your knees. If you want a little bit more, then shift forward, separate your feet, and sit your sits bones down to the floor inside your feet. Now, if your hips don't reach there, you need to go back to your feet. The hips need to be resting on something for safety. You can stay like this, or if you want, you can bring your palms behind you and kind of arch your back, do like a little twerk in your hips, lift your hips off the ground, and then do the opposite. Tuck your tailbone under, really lengthen the lower back and engage the abs, and then put your hips back down. And you can stay on palms or you can lower to forearms, so long as you maintain that adjustment in the pelvis. Chest stays open and broad. You can think of your elbows squeezing in towards one another. Good, 5 breaths. One more breath. Slowly, with no whiplash, you're going to come back up to sit on your sits bones and sit up into a tabletop position. If you need to wiggle out your feet, go ahead and wiggle out your feet. Awesome. And then flex your feet and rise up to a high kneeling position. So you're standing on your knees and you've got, let me go forward so you can see better, you've got your hips right above your kneecaps and your feet are flexed under behind you. Awesome. Now make sure your feet are hip distance apart, your knees are hip distance apart, and I want your pubic bone and your hip bones to be flat. So in one level, like horizontal line up and down. So if the hip bones are in front of the pubic bone, you're going to need to tuck your tailbone under a little bit to get that flat front with those bony landmarks. Roll the shoulders back, keep them broad though, and bring the hands behind you onto your butt cheeks as if you're putting them in some very imaginary jean pockets. Good. Squeeze your elbows towards one another and then imagine like 2 hands on your shoulder blades wrapping in and pushing up. You're going to lift your heart towards the sky. Keep pushing your hips forward. Tailbone's going to draw up and in. Lift the heart up towards the sky, like those hands and the shoulder blades are wrapping around the back and pushing the heart up. And slowly, no whiplash, come all the way back to center. Awesome. Point the toes under and sit back onto your heels. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. Mouth open, exhale. Great. Hands come down in front of you. Step up and back to downward dog. Take another breath in and another breath out. Good. Pedal out your feet if you need to. Let your head be heavy. And walk your feet forward and have a seat onto your sits bones. We're going to open up the lower back a little bit. Okay. Scoot your hips forward and slowly lower down. I'm worried these headphones are going to cut out on me. Okay, so bend your knees again. Feet are going to come to the floor. And arms are going to come along your sides. Then lift your knees up so they stack right above your hips. And push your feet, lift your feet so they're as high as your knees. Lift your hands so they reach to the sky, palms face one another. Breathe in. And exhale, curl up your upper body. Good. Now push your lower back down towards the ground, but keep your tailbone relaxed. So your tailbone's not tucking under or doing anything of the sort. Your belly is hollowing, the shoulders are dropping down, the elbows are squeezing in along your sides. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Soften your throat and your jaw. Really round your back here without tucking the tailbone. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And slowly lower down. Great way to open up the lower back. We're going to do that again. So take an inhale and exhale. And then lift the legs again. Lift the arms again. Breathe in. And exhale, curl up. Good. Softening the tailbone, broadening your chest, hollowing your belly. Couple breaths. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Pushing the lower back down towards the ground. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And lower down. Breath in and out. Last time, lift the legs up again. Lift the arms up. Inhale through your nose. And exhale, curl up just the upper body, like you're bowing. Just like you'd make a bow. You're doing that same motion here, bowing right at the ribs. Good. Lower your belly towards the spine with your exhales for 3, 2, squeeze the legs together, and 1. Lower everything down. Awesome. Okay, hands along your sides now. We did bridge pose earlier, and you can take that again. I'll talk you through it. And then you'll have the option from bridge to move into a wheel. Totally your choice. So make sure ankles are on your knees, feet are hip distance apart, arms along your sides. And then lift your hips up, keeping pubic bone above your belly button. You can stay there, or you could interlace hands underneath your lower back if you'd like. Just keep that upper back engaged. And if you'd like to move into wheel, you'll bring your hands by your ears and move to the top of your head. Fingers will point the same direction. Then as you're ready, elbows squeeze inward and lift up, pressing your arms towards straight. Good. You should feel no tension in the lower back. Press strong through your legs. Lengthen your spine. Breathe deeply, whatever you're choosing. And slowly release back down to your backs. As you arrive onto your back, take your feet apart, so the width of your yoga mat, and let your knees fall inward so they touch together. And just slow down your breath. Arms can be wherever you'd like. Take a couple belly breaths. So as you inhale, fill up your belly like a balloon. And exhale, it deflates. One more like that. And out. Draw your knees into your chest. Give a hug. Gently rock left to right, right to left. And then find your way to seated. You could rock up or rock to a side to get there. When you arrive in seated, stretch your legs out in front of you. Inner thighs moving in, outer thighs moving out. Bend your right knee in, sits bones firmly planted, and cross your right foot over your left thigh, making sure that that right foot is flat. If it can't flatten, then go ahead and keep it where it was to start. You're going to reach that right knee across towards your left armpit. Inhale, sit up super tall. Then exhale, twist towards your right. Bring your right hand behind you, close to your hips. Use your left arm to hug that right knee towards your left armpit. Broaden your chest. Can maybe even gaze over your back shoulder if that feels good to your neck. As you inhale, really try to widen your ribs. You can even add a little belly breath in, massaging your belly against your inner thigh. Then turn your head to gaze forward and unwind the rest of the way. Uncross the right leg, recross the left. So the left is going to draw in, starting point number 1. Then cross it up and over, option number 2. First, find yourself sitting up tall. And as you're ready, cross that left knee across to your right armpit. Bring your left hand behind your lower back and twist as you're ready. Really press your right leg down into the floor. Really press both sits bones into the floor to help you grow taller. And find that deep breath on this side, breathing into your sides and into your belly. Turn your head to look forward. Unwind the rest of the way. Good. Release your left leg out in front of you. Adjust as you need to if you need to readjust your body. Bend your knees and fold forward to put your belly onto your thighs. Good. Then grab the outer edges of your feet. Flex your feet so heels kick away from you, toes draw towards you, and bow your head. Now, if you can keep your ribs and your thighs touching, go ahead and walk your feet further away from you. But if they start to disconnect, stop. You've gone too far. Even with your head bowed, keep reaching your heart forward, drawing your shoulders back. Activate the heels.